Good afternoon, my name is Dana Ralph and I am your Kent Mayor. Today we're going to be talking about pedestrian safety. Pedestrian safety is one of the things that we take extremely seriously here at the City of Kent. As our population grows and we become more diverse, we're gratefully seeing more people out walking around. We're building out our community, and that means that things are more walkable. You can go from your house to the store not having to get into your car. Along with that comes a lot of changes, right? We're used to being a very auto-dependent city, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that people feel safe walking, and we know that it's healthier. So that priority takes on responsibility from both our Public Works Department as well as our Police Department. Joining me today is Chad Beeren, our City Engineer, and Commander Andy Grove from our Police Department. And we're going to talk about some of the ways that the City of Kent makes sure that pedestrians are as safe as they can be. Chad, let's start with you. So we've got a list of different things that we're doing around pedestrian safety. The first one is our Crosswalk Policy. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, several years ago, in response to a number of requests for crosswalks, the city put together a policy and council adopted it. It's based on Federal Highway Administration guidelines, and essentially it helps us decide where a crosswalk should go and where one shouldn't go. Now, legally, there's a crosswalk at every intersection, but the difference is here is whether they should be marked. And marked crosswalks, everyone knows what a marked crosswalk is, but the important part is we put marked crosswalks where the guidelines tell us they should go, as opposed to just where folks want them. We would all like them to be marked right next to our house or right down the street, but it's very important we follow the guidelines so that we're consistent with the national standards.
I think one of the things that I learned as we've been going through this process is that sometimes crosswalks actually make people less safe.
Yeah, if you put them in the wrong place, folks decide, hey, this is where I should cross, and they can be really pretty strident about it. So it's important that people really on a personal level, drivers need to look out for pedestrians, and pedestrians need to make sure they're looking out for drivers too. So make eye contact before you cross the street and just be aware of your surroundings.
I think that's going to be a theme through our conversation. Commander Grove, let's talk a little bit on that same idea of markings, some of the things we've done around school zone cameras.
Yeah, March 25th just included our 30-day warning period for our two newest school zone cameras. One of those is at Springbrook Elementary on 100th Avenue Southeast, and one of those is at Meadow Ridge Elementary, which is on 108th Avenue Southeast. So during that 30-day warning period, about 330 warning citations were issued.
Wow.
The speed limit in the school zone is 20 miles per hour. Drivers who exceed that speed limit will likely receive a $136 ticket via mail.
And we know that, especially when you're in a school zone, that just that 5 miles an hour difference, even if you're going in a neighborhood, the 25 to 20, makes a pretty significant difference.
Absolutely, and it's our priority to keep the community and our children safe.
While we're talking about that kind of safety, let's also talk about our red light cameras. That's another way that we are trying to help keep people in crosswalks and intersections safe.
Yeah, absolutely. We're working right now towards implementing some new red light cameras, and those are at various intersections around the city, again with the pedestrian and traffic safety as our priority, and that will be the enforcement component of that program.
Nice, and we will make sure to let everybody know when those cameras are installed and up and running. There'll be a warning period, I'm assuming?
Absolutely, we'll do a 30-day warning period with those as well, so that people aren't surprised and that everyone knows and has an opportunity to follow those laws.
Chad, let's talk about some of our non-motorized projects, some of the things that we're doing around the city to improve the walkability and pedestrian safety.
Yeah, like you said earlier, a lot of our projects over the years have been somewhat focused on auto traffic. And obviously people still want to get around, most people still want to get around in their cars, but we want to make sure that people are comfortable and safe getting around either by walking or in their bicycles, on their bicycles. So our non-motorized program really is pretty strong. If you look through our transportation master plan and then our 6-year transportation improvement program, we have a number of non-motorized projects that are on there. Some of them specifically just for pedestrians and or bicyclists, but even our auto-centered projects have components of non-motorized improvements in them, so it's an important part of our projects.
It's also a place we've been successful in getting grants up to this point.
We have Transportation Improvement Board, 2 grants over the last 2 cycles. We've been able to improve 132nd, so you're able to actually walk along the side of the road on 132nd from 240th all the way down to 272nd, and we're trying to get beyond that as well.
Let's talk next a little bit about our residential traffic calming program. You and I spent some time out with a neighborhood not too long ago talking about some of the things they're looking for. Can you tell us about the program?
Yeah, it's actually, we're going on our third decade. It's been in place for over 20 years. The program as we know it was adopted about 10 years ago by council. There were previous forms of it that were in place, but this most current program really is about engaging the community, neighborhoods in particular, trying to make neighborhoods safer. What we find is that many people traveling quickly through neighborhoods, we have a cut-through issue in a number of places, but for the most part, many people traveling too quickly through neighborhoods are the neighbors themselves. So part of it is just, again, being aware, trying to make sure that you're being safe in your own neighborhoods and then being safe in other people's neighborhoods as well.
All right, thank you. Andy, last thing I want to talk to you about is our Target Zero program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're involved with King County's 5 to Stay Alive program. And so we do target emphasis patrols that focus on the 5 major violations, which include speeding, impaired driving, distracted driving, seatbelt violations, and pedestrian safety. And so as part of that, we do regular patrols where we enforce those laws to try to make the community safe, in conjunction with other agencies in the region and with King County overall.
So as you can see, pedestrian safety, traffic safety in general is something we take extremely important here at the City of Kent. Our Public Works Department, when they hear of neighborhoods where there's issues or places where people know that there's speeding going on, they'll call the police department and the police department will go out and do some emphasis patrols. So it's a coordinated effort. We are coming up on spring. It's a beautiful day today, and we know that there's more of these days to come, which means that more people are going to be out walking and on their bicycles. So to sum all of this up, we will continue doing all the work that we're doing to make sure that pedestrians are safe. But my ask to you at the community level is everybody needs to pay attention. Cars, slow down, look for pedestrians, places where you expect them to be and places where you don't expect them to be. And pedestrians, especially moms and dads, talk to your kids. I know my mom always told me, look both ways before you cross the street. Make sure that we're reinforcing that. It's up to all of us to keep each other safe. So hopefully you learned a little bit today about all of the things that we're doing here at the City of Kent on pedestrian safety. And as always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to my office, Public Works, or the police department if there's questions on specific neighborhoods or areas. So thank you very much. Also, please make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. It's a great way to stay updated on things that are happening around the city. It's an immediate way for us to keep you posted on what's going on. And please also go ahead and check out our website, kentwa.gov, for the latest in information and all of your city needs.